Hey there, and welcome back to another course with Pageant Planet. My name is Deidra Murphy, and not only do I own Style by Deidra as your personal fashion stylist, but I'm also a contributor to Pageant Planet. So today we're talking about pageant budgets. Budgets are not my forte, but I have learned quite a bit, especially as a business owner. How does that work and what does it look like? So let's say you've gotten your pageant budget, maybe you've done some fundraising, maybe you've gotten some sponsorships, maybe you've had friends or family donate money, or maybe you've just worked your patootie off and saved money to be able to pay for and afford this pageant experience. I always recommend being realistic. That's number one. Be realistic and overestimate the things and what they're going to cost. So for instance, if you're buying a gown, even new or used, overestimate how much it's really going to cost. Let's say the tag says $700 at the pageant boutique. You go to order it, you're gonna have to also include things like tax. Is it going to need to be tailored or altered to fit you? That's gonna be even more fee. What about the fact that you're gonna need jewelry to match? What about shipping? Maybe you're having it custom made and it needs to be shipped to you, or even rush shipped because it's in a pageant deadline, or even maybe there's a rush order on making the dress itself. So definitely overestimate. I wouldn't just budget $700 to that dress. I would even overestimate a couple hundred and say maybe even $900 to $1,000 if that's your budget. So if your budget for your dress is smaller, maybe say $500, then look for a dress that's only $300 to $400 in price range so that you can overestimate for those unforeseen expenses. Okay, my next tip is to, number one, only use cash, or if you're going to use some sort of card, pay that puppy off right away with the cash that you have. And then secondly, put that cash into envelopes. I am not the brainchild behind the envelope theory. That's definitely a Dave Ramsey protocol, but I've learned so much from his system of using envelopes. So it's pretty simple. You take the cash that you have for those certain ideas or types of expenses and you use the money in that envelope. Once that money is gone, that budget is all used up. Now you can maybe fudge around a little bit and say, oh, well, hair, skin, and nails comes from the beauty category, so I can kind of use that money from that envelope. But all in all, once your money's gone, you're done spending. So I would suggest having one envelope for your wardrobe expenses and include everything. So your jewelry, your gown, your swimsuit, your shoes, even undergarments. Like we all know we need some sticky boobs every once in a while, so maybe get those, or your Spanx, whatever you need to keep secure in your wardrobe. I would also recommend a beauty envelope, so maybe your beauty products to even beauty services like hair, skin, nails, tanning, whatever, and put those in those specific categories. Even your travel. Are you traveling to your pageant and needing to have a place to stay for lodging? Travel expenses like gas or airline, even food. Think about all those things. And like I said on the first tip, overestimate, and then you'll be happier when you have money left over at the end of the pageant experience. Going along the same lines as the envelope theory, I would even include an extra envelope and call it the rainy day fund. Maybe you're going to need an extra night stay at that hotel, or maybe you're going to need one more spray tan before you go on stage just to really feel like you're going to pop. Whatever it is, those things that you can't necessarily foresee, have a rainy day fund of at least a couple $100 so you can cover those expenses from the cash budget and not having to start charging up the credit card. Because believe me, those little $30 here, $70 there, it'll add up, and then you check out your credit card statement and you're a little bit in a pickle. And my last tip is actually something I've used myself. You might be surprised that even at the national level, I didn't buy any of my gowns or onstage material brand new. Now granted, our swimsuit was covered by a sponsor, so I guess that was brand new, but everything else that I wore on stage, I had either purchased used or I had borrowed or begged or borrowed from a friend. So that is my last tip, is try to find ways to go on a budget. You can check out resale sites. There's a lot of pageant websites and resale sites online. Even a lot of pageant stores and boutiques themselves have a used section or even an off-the-rack section where dresses and gowns are significantly reduced because it's been their floor model or the ones that a lot of people have tried on, or maybe it's last season's example of that dress and they've now re-updated their repertoire. So check those out. And like I said, always beg, borrow, and steal. You'd be surprised how many women out there are maybe a similar size as you and they're willing to let you borrow things. Maybe it's a dress or a cocktail dress, shoes, jewelry, whatever, but try to beg, borrow, and steal wherever you can. I hope these tips help you as you come up with your own pageant budget. Believe me, I have been there and I've overspent, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did. So these tips will definitely rein in that unnecessary spending so you can really enjoy your pageant experience, whether you walk away with the title that you're going for or not. Keep in mind, we have lots of these courses coming out at you, so stay tuned on pageantplanet.com, as well as my personal website, styledbydeidra.com. I love to help coach pageant women for both what they're wearing on stage, off stage, and even in an interview. So check those out in the notes below. And with Style and Grace, my name is Deidra Murphy. Mwah!